I think probably Donald Trump's inexperience worries me the most. Interestingly, I'm much less worried about the initiatives that he takes or might not take. There was a lot of domestic controversy about the TPP or the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Even in the election itself, Hillary Clinton had backed away from that, despite the fact that it was a cornerstone of her tilt toward Asia or rebalancing or the pivot. I think what worries me the most is the unexpected events. In other words, the crisis management that a President Trump and his administration might be forced with. In most administrations prior to this, whether it was the Bush administration whose foreign policy agenda was changed by the September 11th attacks, or President Obama whose also was confronted by changes in China policy and some unexpected crises. What will define a presidency is not his planned initiatives, but his responses to the unexpected or his crisis management. I think it's often overseas, there's a lot of expectations that it will be an America First policy. That's what President Trump, the campaigner Trump, said in the election, and I don't think that's necessarily unexpected. Even if he had lost the election, there were clear indications from the campaign, from the process, that the United States is questioning its willingness and, frankly, its economic ability to continue to be the provider of global commons, or to be the one that provides the security for sea lanes over wide ranges without additional help from allies or even from other countries. If it's China securing oil supplies or others, those are debates that are going to continue in the United States for some period of time. And I think there are some fundamental questions that the US population is asking about the role that it has to play in the world, as opposed to the ability of other states to help defend some of the principles that have advanced Western interests and US interests over time. So I think it says that there's a real question going on in the United States about the role that it plays in the world. And frankly, its economic ability that might not be unexpected to an overseas audience. Yeah, even though Hillary Clinton, as Secretary of State, Secretary Clinton had authored the pivot toward Asia or the rebalancing toward Asia, I think a couple of things happened subsequently, which means that in any administration, that pivot or rebalancing was going to be fundamentally re-questioned. It was written in about 2011. Subsequently, there were a lot greater concerns in the United States about Russia and in Europe, and the demands that it would place on US attention needed to be played in European theater. Certainly in the Middle East, the Syrian crisis has not ended nearly as quickly as many experts in the United States expected. So there was a real sense that the demands on US attention would need to be greater in the Mideast than there was before. And that frees up much fewer resources in terms of time, economy, energy to be dedicated to the Asian theater. And of course, candidate Clinton herself had also backed away from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which was the non-military anchor of that pivot. So again, the question is, where are the crises? If the crises are in Asia, his attention will be in Asia. If the crises continue to be in the Middle East, if they are in the European theater, his attention will be drawn there. But I don't think there's that strategic drive in the United States to pay more attention to Asia relative to how the Mideast had demanded its attention in the past. It's really sort of what happens next that will determine where US attention is drawn.